Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jeff Luke. Today I want to talk to you about AEHR Test Systems. You know, somebody wrote in the comments, sounds like a short situation for you. And I thought that was hilarious because I have never shorted a stock and I really wouldn't want to, because as you probably know, when you short a stock, your losses could be infinite. It's like that stock takes off and you've got to cover your position, and that can get expensive in a hurry. None of this video is financial advice. So if I were a shareholder in AEHR Test Systems, yeah, I might be a little bit bummed because the stock went down a lot in January. The stock is down about 33% so far year to date. But one thing I've learned is not to give up hope on these stocks just because they go down in the short term. Because small cap stocks, they are really volatile. And you gotta know that going in. You've gotta know that they can lose 20 or 30% of their share price in a few days or in a week. And they can also gain quickly. And so, you know, some people have the stomach for this volatility. But I learned something about AEHR Test Systems. I learned something from another stock. So while I don't own AEHR, I do own shares of a company called Aspen Aerogels. The ticker there is ASPN. And this stock kind of got lumped in with the whole EV craze. And the stock went up a lot when people were excited about silicon carbide and EV stocks, but that really kind of suffered a little bit when it looked like they weren't going to be selling as many electric vehicles this year. And part of that is because Aspen Aerogels makes this very thin, high quality insulation material, and these are used in EVs to keep the batteries from catching on fire and spreading through all the other battery compartments. Anyway, Aspen Aerogels lost a lot in the stock price at the beginning of this year. It went down like 25%. And I was like, oh darn, because like I just bought stock in this company and like right away it was down 25%. And you know, it wasn't even a semi stock. That's what really bugged me because my portfolio is mostly small semi stocks. But anyway, I just held it. I just thought, you know, I decided that I was going to own this for at least a year and probably longer. I don't have to worry about it. And you know what? They had a good earnings call last week. They came out and said, you know what? Our sales are good, and the next quarter, we're actually optimistic about the growth of this company. We don't think we're going to take the hit as hard as we might if, you know, we were only dependent on EV sales. And the stock came back like 15% in a day. And then the next day it came back, you know, another 15%. So now I'm on a gain of 14% so far year to date on ASPN, and it was negative 25 through the whole beginning of the year. So AEHR Test Systems is probably going to fluctuate a lot this year. You know, just doing nothing, in my case with Aspen Aerogels, worked out. Because if I had gotten upset or frustrated and sold it a few weeks ago when it was negative 25, I would have been really bummed now because literally it's jumped like 40% in the last week or so, and you don't want to miss those. You just don't. And usually, you know, acting based on emotion at the worst possible time will cause you to kind of miss these rebounds. So that's that. And, you know, also I've just been thinking about this small cap stock thing because, you know, when you invest in a company like AEHR Test Systems, and if you're new to it, the symbol is AEHR. It is now in the $400 million market cap, which is really small. It's not even a small cap anymore. We'd call this a micro cap stock. And, you know, you're taking on a lot of risk with small company investments. The reason we as investors require a higher return on small cap stocks than in large caps is because they go out of business much more frequently than large caps. Like if you look at companies in the S&P 500, the chances that one of those companies, like the top 50 or top 100, is going to go out of business in the next 5 or 10 years is really small.